Alex Bianchi with Define Wisdom, and this is going to be part 2 of why the education system sucks. This video wound up being so long because of how passionate I am and how much I really don't like the education system as it stands. The first part came out great, so if you haven't seen it, there's a tag up above and a link down below, and this is going to be jumping into the second half, so be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and stay till the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm going to bounce off of social media to how kids are socially in real life a mess. Kids go to parties, get blacked out, do drugs, get involved in drama, getting themselves in these unhealthy codependent relationships, all because they don't know better and their parents don't know what's going on. We know what's going on. Teachers, you know what's going on. A lot of these kids need more help than a lot of people realize. So many kids have a lot of social anxiety, don't want to talk to other kids, or afraid of being embarrassed, don't know how they fit into different cliques, don't know who is their actual friend because everyone is a backstabbing. Not only do we need to educate the kids that feel this way, but we need to educate the kids that create this environment. You know who I'm talking about, that one dramatic person, that one attention grabber, that one person who talks behind everyone's backs. They don't know better, and hopefully they will improve in their lives, but if we can attack them from the education system, from kindergarten or earlier, then we can make real progress on the social environment in high school. And I believe that every bit that we can improve high school, every bit that we can improve middle school, has a snowball effect on the rest of someone's life. Think about it this way. If I give you a piece of information now and you're 15 years old, or I give you a piece of information when you're 19, that's 4 years of life that you could have used that information. Imagine me telling someone who just graduated college about the Pareto principle and they had no idea about it. And then they look back and they realize, holy crap, that could have cut in half the time that I spent studying. I could have started a business in that time. That person's life is changed by one fact, one little fact. That's why I think it's important to get to these people early. Part of the problem is that classrooms are too big. A teacher cannot correctly monitor a class of 25, 30 more kids. And in my high school, it's not like that. In a lot of private schools, it's not like that. But around America, especially in California, where they just had strikes about this, yeah, classrooms are too big. Teachers need to be able to grow a relationship with their students so that it can become a mutually beneficial relationship where the teacher and students learn from one another, develop one another, and I am serious. I think there's a lot to learn from kids as adults. Another problem is that too many specific case studies of children don't get the help they need. How many suicides could have been prevented if one teacher had just reached out because they noticed something? Smaller classes means kids might be grouped by their learning style, or teachers with the greater time per child allotted could teach individual lessons to those who need it. Speaking of different kids, kids do not have enough options right now. And I'm talking if you do know what you want to do and you don't know what you want to do. Either way, chances are you don't have the proper opportunities that could be awarded to you. Say you don't know what you want to do. You're not getting a smorgasbord of electives and teachers and classes so that you can kind of say, oh, I actually kind of liked that. And I know this is very difficult to pull off for schools and very different to pull off for teachers and budgets, but it's important. This is another reason why vocational schools are key. If a student has a hint of something they might enjoy, then chances are a vocational school will teach it. And in that case, they can go to that school, try it out further, more in depth. Maybe they love it, maybe they don't. They have the public school to fall back on and the vocational school to really make sure they don't miss out on a chance to do something that they love. And then let's say you're just an intelligent kid. Chances are your school is only giving you one option. You're going to take every AP class possible, and then you're going to go to the best college possible with the most scholarship money possible, and then you're going to get your master's, and then you're going to get your doctorate, and then you're going to have no soul because you just spent all of your life getting a degree that is worth nothing. Okay, maybe not nothing, that might be extreme, but you know what I mean. Intelligent kids are dynamic individuals that need to be given options. Whether they get an associate's degree in high school, whether they leave high school early, whether they go to a lackluster college that will give them the best scholarship money, or the best college that they possibly can because Princeton looks like a pretty damn appealing option. There needs to be conversations about different paths that children can take. And this applies to both the end of school and the beginning. We currently have a very on-the-rails education system that goes from K through 12, and then hopefully move this over put them in college. College makes a bunch of money off the students. Maybe they graduate, maybe they don't. Who cares? Am I right? They got a government loan anyways. With low interest rate, they'll pay it off over time. It will only take 30 years. But let's look at this entire timeline, and I think it's wrong. So many studies have shown that those pre-kindergarten years, those preschool years are fundamental to a child's intelligence throughout the rest of their life. Amount of words read to them, food exposed to, places and things seen. Preschool is important, and it should be guaranteed for every child in America. And guys, this is coming from the hardcore libertarian who could probably be pitched a solid system for privatizing the entire education system and actually give it a second of thought. So if I'm saying we should be putting government money on it, I am serious about it. Because there's a lot of things that I don't think deserve government money that people might disagree with me on. But you look at this timeline, and how do we know if anyone's actually improving based on the changes that we implement? Well, obviously, we're just going to test them, right? Wrong. I got another book about it, except this one I'm actually kind of iffy on recommending. This book talks about Bush's No Child Left Behind standard, where Bush wanted to be known as the education president who improved every single child's learning standards. Did he do it? No. Did his stringent testing methods used to determine whether or not kids were actually getting a better education harm the education as a whole? Yes. Did he create an environment where teachers teach to the test so that even if a student did do better on an exam from one year to the next, they didn't actually learn anything significant? Yeah, that happened. Do tests stress kids out for no reason, and are they completely biased and easy to cheat on? Yeah, they are that too. Tests suck, and I'm not saying we should just abolish tests, but tests suck. They cause stress, they cause information dumping. Something I used all the time was flashcards the night before and the morning of an exam. Take the exam, ace the exam, forget everything that was on the exam 20 seconds later. That's not education. That is not a dynamic set of information absorbed into one's mind with different connecting dots. Truly internalized education. That's not what that is. But I'm going to also use this book as an example of why teachers' unions need to go, because this book defends them, and I was furious. Teachers' unions defend lackluster teachers who shouldn't really be teaching in the first place and are really just in there to get the half-decent salary, walk in, walk out of their 9 to 5. That's not what teaching is all about. But if we got rid of all the teachers in America, we would probably be in a teacher deficit. So how do we actually encourage people to pursue teaching as a career who want to teach? We pay them more. I hope that one day I'll be able to become a teacher after I'm retired with millions of dollars in the bank. Like, I would never consider becoming a teacher because it doesn't allow me to make any sizable income, and that's something that's important to me for a lot of reasons, and very few of which have to actually do with living an expensive lifestyle. And then you have teachers who have to work 2 jobs. I work in a restaurant, and I've been there for 5 years. Most of the time, it's a rotating cast of teachers and drug addicts, with a couple of students thrown in the mix as bus people. Yeah, that's a really, really solid environment for teachers to be. Yeah, they should go home from their extended hours at their underpaid, overworked job and go to another underpaid, overworked job in a restaurant where they can barely make ends meet. Forget it if you have kids. I mean, seriously, why is it that for someone to actually consider being a teacher, they're like, oh, hopefully my significant other is wealthy? Come on, pay them more. Increase these budgets. I was going to talk about what an amazing teacher is in this video. I was going to talk about what makes a genuinely amazing teacher, but this video is running long, and I think that's going to make for a different video because I've had a few really great teachers, and I've had a few teachers who I have loved and other students have hated. I've had teachers where I hate them and others have loved them, and I think that I've come to a really good conclusion on what makes a good teacher. I think it's very individualized, and I think that if we were to apply it to a lot of different teachers and kind of educate them in how to do that, it is something that can be taught to those teachers. I'm extremely weary of professional development on teachers because, let's face it, they do have a job. They should know how to do their job. How much professional development can they really do? So this is a very complex topic. Do we educate teachers? How do we educate teachers? Do we only educate the bottom or top, or who do we educate in the first place? How do we educate them? There's a lot of questions to this issue, and an 18-year-old kid with a camera in his bedroom is not going to have all of the answers to them. but it can at least offer a perspective of a kid who just got through 4 years of high school, who hated it every step of the way, who has been very cognizant of paying attention to other kids who have been through high school and has seen the negative effects of the current way the education system is structured take hold. Education is the most important thing to a nation, to their economy, to their health, to their intelligence. Education, getting to them young, making sure they know what's going on, that is what allows a nation to succeed. That is what makes third world countries first world industrial powers. That is how important the education system is. I'm just hoping that we can actually view it that way and that we can actually make changes to get it where it needs to be. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Alex Bianchi with Define Wisdom. This was a long video. This might be split up into 2 parts. If this was split up into 2 parts, then I guess this is the end of the second part. If this wasn't, this is the end of the first Omega part. Or maybe it wasn't that long and I'm just wrong. Maybe it's like 6 minutes long. I don't think it's only 6 minutes long. I really went off. So you made it to the end of the video now. I don't know how people actually do this, but I do get text messages of like, oh, I made it to the end of the video. If you made it to the end of this video, please text me or Snapchat me or whatever. Like, it means so much to me when someone actually watches my video, because yeah, you can click it and you can like it and maybe you can leave a comment, but when you actually watch the videos, when you can actually provide feedback, when you're actually supporting me with your time, that's a big deal to me. So thank you for making it here. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.